Warm welcome to all. In this video, how to maintain a project and how to create a GitHub repository. The main agenda of this video, maintaining a project or creating a new repository. In GitHub, you have to know all or know about the plus symbol. Enter in the GitHub account. For example, search account is a username. He's entered in the GitHub account. Click on the plus symbol. In that, we have to option is there. New repository, import repository, and new organization. Under that, you have to click on the new repository. The new repository form should be shown like this. In search account is a owner. His display his face here. Then repository name. You have to give the by own. You have to give the repository name by own. In name is already is there. The into mark is came here. If name is already not there, the tick mark is like that. The tick mark should be there in the repository. So the name is not available in GitHub repository. Now we are going to create a iOS app is a GitHub repository name. On that we have to give the description. Description is an optional one. If you want, you can give that one. Otherwise, you can leave it. Then you have to create a repository with public or private. Click on the public. You have to create a repository for the public, or otherwise you go on the private repository. Then we have to initialize the repository with the readme file. That's a default file. If you want to create it, click on that. We have to create a readme file also. Then finally, we have to click on the create repository. The repository can be created in iOS app. Then adding collaborators. In collaborator, if in GitHub repository, for example, iOS app is a repository created in GitHub. In that, you can share your friends in GitHub on that repository. For that, we have to use collaborator. In n number of collaborator can be given for specific repository. For example, here given bin Jeff and Louis is three of them is used to access the same repository. iOS app is repository name that can be accessed for three users. And that means the collaboration should be happen. In that you have to click on the settings and link at the bottom of the right hand side bar, then select the collaborator from the menu on left hand side, and then just type the your name, username for the repository. For the creating for the repository, you have to give the username in the box and click on the add collaborator. Then you can repeat the many times. You have to like to current access everyone to like it. After that, the link should be sent to the permission authentication should be sent to the mail. After he given the authentication only, you have to collaborate it. Meaning managing pull request. In that we have to pull request. The pull request is nothing but remote repository content can be pulled to the local repository. For that, we have to the project with some code in it, and maybe even the few collaborator. You also push access. Let's go over that. What do when we get a pull request yourself? You have to give the pull request as well as push request within the collaborator in same repository. Then email notification. If any notification is get up, that can be given to the notification by the email. It can be pull request or email notification. Collaborator can be request can be sent to the mail only. After authentication only, they can be collaborated in the specific repository. The other interesting URL are diff and patch URL. It may be case will provide unified diff and patch version of the full request. In that, QURL is a thing command, and that you have to give the path of the repository. Then you have to get link to the URL, whatever wherever you are in the world, uniform resource locator. You give the path of the repository, then it can be connected and collaborated. Collaboration on the pull request. Each collaborator will modify the any file. After that, there can be pull request can be given to the local repository. The copy of the remote repository can be comes under the local repository. If any changes, you can be committed and then pull it to the local repository. Pull request refers. Mm, If we are dealing with lot of pull requests, we are in single repository, we have a lot of collaborators here. So that lot of pull requests should be came. Don't want to add a branch of remote or one time pull request every time. That needs stick to the GitHub allows to do. This is a bit of the advanced trick, and we'll go over the details of the bit over the ref specific, but it can be pretty useful. Is whatever collaborator he have to give the full request that can be accepted and can be show it in the local repository also. Pull request on pull request. Many collaborator can be give the pull request or the specific branch. For example, default branch for the main or master branch. You can be actually open a pull request targetly any branch in the network. When you go to open a pull request, the box top of the page specify the branch you are requesting to pull with. Which branch you have to give the pull request, you have to choose it. In that, you have to edit button at the right of the box. You can change not only the branches, also the which fork. Mentions and notification. The mentions and the notification get over the email or web. Either or one or both we have to get. The web notification only exists the GitHub, and you can only check them on the GitHub. If your option is selected your GitHub preference and notification is required for you, we will see the small blue dot over the notification screen. The notifications and as well as the email. The email notification are the other way of handle the notification to the GitHub. All the notifications sent by the email. After acknowledgement of the user only, we have to permit to access the GitHub repository. The FSL files are available in GitHub repository. One of the FSL file is called README file. The first is a README file. We have to nearly any format in GitHub organization as follows. In readme.md is a file name. Is a default file name is available in GitHub. So in this file, you have to add the images also. Then contributing. The contributing is a specific repository. You have to collaborate many of the your friends or any number of collaborators should be there. That should be a contributor. It can be a access pull request as well as the push request on the repository. And project administration is a lot of administrative things you can do in a single project, but there are a couple of items you may be interested. Changing the default branch is nothing but is a master or main branch is a default branch. On that, open a pull request on C by the default. You can change your repository setting page under the option tab. Transferring a project. If you are a owner, our project can be transferred to the any other repository. In that, you have to transfer ownership option there in the bottom of the same option tab in your repository setting page. Allow to do this. In this helpful if you are doing the project and someone want to take over or your project is getting bigger, you want to move into the organization. Scripting GitHub. In overall, the main features and workflow in GitHub, the way large group or project will have customized. You want to make external services. In that, services and handles should be there. In services, we have to took the any services is a locus and service and found in the setting option in your repository, adding collaborators and changes. And default is webhooks and services and tabs should be available. Then hooks is who want to migrate with the services. Any website we have to uniform resource location is that. Then HTTP hypertext transfer protocol to provide to transfer anywhere you have to look the services. In that you have to enable to hook to click on the add webhook button services and hooks configuration selections in the GitHub. AutoKit, they really everything to Corel and a simple HTTP request. Then example, several open source library softwares can be available in API. API is nothing but application programming interface. To the GitHub, you have to upload your open source softwares here. For that, everyone can be view and comments can be given there. In any further suggestion can also given that repository for the specific open source software. For that, http github.com, the AutoKit, that is the username. Thank you.